this is selfish on my part because this is one of my favorite stories of all time. We have a title for it. And it's as usual, it started as a phone call. We have a title for it. We're calling it Mach 3. First, can you just paint a picture for me, drive me right into the action, take me right into a moment to get us started.
Mach 3, man. It's very fitting. It's hard to go back to this place because like I feel the fear that I had at 4:30 in the morning. Like seriously, like 4:30 in the morning, Brooklyn, New York, 21-year-old Midwesterner, right? Like I lived in a bubble. Well, we both
Fish out
know
of
what
water.
this is like. We're a fish out of water, man. I'm in New York. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm trying to get to the Greyhound bus. By the way, don't ever take a Greyhound bus from Cleveland to New York. 12 hours. That's a whole nother conversation. So I'm like, all right, I got to get to the Greyhound bus. I need to get home. I'm tired. I'm ready to get out of here. So it's pitch black, 4:30. I'm carrying 2 guitars, electric guitars. Okay. I have a backpack. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm looking at like a map. This was like pre-cell phone. I'm looking like, how do I get to this subway station? I get to the subway station and then I see that I have to like go down these stairs and it looked like the sewer or something. Like it looked like a dark, scary place to
You're gonna see some turtles down there.
There might have been some turtles down there. So I get down there and I'm very aware of my surroundings. I'm looking, I'm carefully scanning because like I don't want to get robbed. You hear these nightmare stories of people getting jumped, getting robbed, carrying $1,000 pieces of equipment with me, these guitars. I make it onto the subway train. I'm like, okay, I'm on the train. I'm safe. We're cruising towards Central Station. Is that right? Is it Central Station?
Yeah, there's Grand Central and then there's Penn, one of the two.
It was,
Penn
I think
Station,
it was Grand. Yeah, I think it was Grand Central.
Okay.
So I'm halfway to my journey to making it to the Greyhound. I hear something come over the speakers. I literally, this is like, all of this is 100% accurate. I hear something come over the subway station that says, there is activity that has been happening at the next couple stops. There is a man that may or may not have a knife. Keep your belongings close. Be on the lookout. So I thought that I was in the clear when I made it to the subway because I had gone from apartment, alleys, splinters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sewer to the subway. And I'm like, I'm in the clear, man. And then I hear this message come over. I was in 5th gear. Like my brain
You're
is
spiraling
like,
at that point.
I'm spiraling.
Yeah.
I'm like looking, do I have anything I can protect myself with?
Where's the guy with the knife?
Where's the guy with the knife? Am I going to be in a battle for my life? So I get off the station, man, and I'm trying to stay close to people because there was only a couple people on the train. It's so early in the morning. I'm looking around, scanning. I dart. I run. Sprint to the Greyhound. It was only like a block or something up. I get to the Greyhound station. My heart is freaking racing. Okay. I'm sweating. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm scared. I'm everything that you can imagine. I load up my equipment under the little Greyhound bus. I get on the bus and I just kind of, you just feel like, you feel a release. You know what I mean?
The breath, that big breath of air, right?
Big breath. I made it, man. I made it to the bus and I sit down in my seat and let me just take this back. We did have cell phones at the time. However, these are these little crappy flip phones.
Yeah,
so
you weren't going to get a map. No, you're not going to get a map.
There was no map.
You're going to look for possibly like Signal, and it looks like an Atari game.
It looks like it exactly. It looks like I thought it was the coolest freaking thing in the world to have this little device. But anyway, I see a text. There's a text. I'm like, who is texting me at this time in the morning? You know what I mean? And I look at the text. And I won't reveal what it is at this point.
Well, now listen, we also know it came from somebody and that somebody was unexpected. And I'm assuming what was said was deeply unexpected. But before we get to that, let's zoom back really quick, if we could.
Sure.
Let's go back to sort of what brought you to New York City and Brooklyn to begin with, and who you ended up meeting there. That really is going to kind of take us full circle here. So if you could just like, why were you there in the first place? You were 20, right? You're 20 and you're
That's a great question. So
Well, you had music, right? Because you had your guitars.
yeah, there was a point, a season in my life. For those of you watching, I'm 39 years old,
Young,
going on 20 though, right now.
going
You
on
know,
12. Me too.
yeah, I don't feel like I'm turning 40, but
No.
you know what? It's all good. I love life. And anyway, we'll move on. So I was about 20, and from like 18 all the way up through like about 26, I was going hard at
Yep.
music, performance, writing songs, recording.
You were great.
Um, Thanks,
You
man.
really are. Still are a great musician, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I love music. It's always a passion. You know, I play the bass here and there, but man, I'll tell you what, in that season, I went to LA before I was in New York. I actually got an agent, which was really cool. I
You're
was
all
able to
in.
I was all in, man.
The
I was
dreams are happening. You're starting
dream
to see things, right? You're starting to forecast the future.
the carrot the carrot
The
that's
carrot,
dangling is getting a little closer.
and you're just running, trying
Little
to
did I
catch it.
know that I was on a treadmill. So I so I'm in LA. I get an agent. Agent's like, hey, listen, we got this record label showcase in New York City. We need you to get there. Hence, book a Greyhound. I'm gonna get there. I'm 20 years old. I have no money. I don't even know what I was doing for work. Maybe like lifeguarding or something. Like I can't just get a plane ticket and just spend $1,000 to go to New York. So I I get the Greyhound. I'm
Oh,
going
just to
out.
clarify though, so the agent in LA when you went out there said, "We got this showcase thing you got to do in New York." Just want
That's
to forever.
exactly right.
Gotcha. So that's when you booked the great. That's the Greyhound. The Greyhound now becomes revealed.
Yeah,
You booked the the original Greyhound trip, saving some money. You're
saving some money.
lifeguarding. What do you
Not
take the
gonna happen.
Greyhound? Pay about 80, $100, still a lot, but at the time, you take a 700-hour trip there. I'm assuming. Uh, but you
Felt
get
like a
that.
lifetime.
But that's why you went to New York. So what is it, like a showcase thing?
It was a showcase. So yeah, when I got
Okay.
back from LA, my agent emailed and said, "Hey, when you can you go to New York?" Yeah, and that's exactly when I
Okay.
decided to say, "Absolutely." There's a reason I went to LA. There's a reason I have an agent. I'm gonna go do this record label showcase. So when I had that level of drive, man, there was nothing in the freaking world that was going to
Mm,
stop me from I would have walked to New
I
York.
feel you.
You know what I mean?
Oh
You
yeah.
get it because you're a professional performer and you lived in New York and
Nothing
you
stops you.
understand there's nothing that could stop you
Nope.
from trying to follow your dream. So yeah, that's how and why I ended up taking that like I think it was like a 3-day trip to New York.
Jeez. Well, so where did you stay?
Yeah. So I there was a buddy that you and I both went to high school with. I won't
We
name
won't, you
names.
can't, yeah, we won't say his name.
Yeah, yeah. So really nice guy, you know, and I knew he was living in Brooklyn. So I'm like, and I had kept in touch with him. So I messaged him on I think it was Facebook. And
Which was interesting to me, not just to go here. We both went to school with him. He was in our grade. We graduated with
right,
him. But when you originally told me the story, it was just fascinating because we weren't that close with him. But you know how it is, man. When you're from a small town, you know what I'm saying? Like you knew of him. Colleagues. So you felt comfortable just to say, hey, you reached out as a message and said, hey, I'm coming out there.
yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly it. And it's funny you mentioned that because like I wouldn't do anything like that now.
Right.
I'm not. I want to be in my own house. I'm not going to go stay with people. I even hate hotels. But yeah, at the time, like again, utilizing my resources, right? Like, so I messaged him and we had chatted, I think recently about something. I don't know what it was. So it was quick for me to say, hey, listen, I feel free to say no. I'm coming to New York for a couple days. I need a place to stay. Do you
Mm.
have the room? Are you open to this? And he was very welcoming. It was awesome. I was able to stay with him and he met me at the train station and everything like that to
What
make
was
sure.
that interaction like? Was it awkward at all? Was it sort of like, hey, I don't really know you, I know you, but or was it just real friendly? Was he just like, hey man, what's up?
It was friendly, man. It was friendly. And you know, it's really funny because I got in late. I don't know what day of the week it was. It was a work night. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Greyhounds are
Um,
always running late. They never run on time.
yeah, I got in really late and I was starving because I'd been on that damn bus for like 10 hours. McDonald's. We went right to McDonald's.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. I put some work in on that dollar menu.
So you end up, the showcase, is it like the next day or is it the day of? Like what? Okay, so it's the next day. Do you
Next day.
spend the day with him or are you just kind of staying at his place just for the evening? Do you guys like, you know what I'm saying? When you visit people, sometimes it's like,
Right.
let's hang out. I'll take you on a tour. Let's go to the Statue of Liberty. Or was it more like, hey, we're buddies from the same town. I got my thing. You got your thing. Just make sure take it easy in the apartment? What was that like?
Yeah, it's fun talking about this because all the memories come back. So night one, like pounded McDonald's, got home. I think I showered and then set up camp. Like I was like little air mattress type situation going on.
Right.
He had to work the next day.
Oh, okay.
He was working like the finance sector or something like that. I
He's a
went and
smart guy. He's a smart guy.
super smart guy,
So smart. Yeah.
so smart. I went and explored New York all
On your own.
morning and
Yeah, you're just
afternoon.
walking
Yeah,
around. Okay.
yeah. People were running into me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I'm in the big city now. This is awesome." I got the record label showcase in the evening, so I enjoyed Manhattan during the day,
Did
and
he
then
stay in Manhattan or in Brooklyn?
he was in Brooklyn.
Oh, so he's in
So
Brooklyn, but you're taking that you go all over the place because it's easy
I
to be around.
I got lost on a couple of the train lines.
It'll happen.
So
It'll
yeah,
happen.
I'm pretty confident if I went back to New York right now, I would be lost.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
It's crazy how we can get around at that age. It's like instinct, right?
yeah, it's
So bizarre.
instinct, man. So bizarre. But yeah, I explored New York during the day, and then in the evening I had the showcase, and then I had one last night. The next morning I left.
Can I ask
So,
you real quick how did the
sure.
showcase go? Straight up.
Straight up, I would love to sit here and say that it was fantastic. I performed well. However, I did not bring an acoustic guitar, and I was performing solo, and I thought that my Stratocaster at the time would give me enough push and oomph,
Mhm.
and it just kind of was. It wasn't as full of a performance as I would have wanted to be.
Gotcha.
Like I didn't
Gotcha.
get signed by a record label when I left or anything, but however, I mean, it was a packed club. There was multiple artists,
That's cool.
and it was a really good experience, and like
Yeah.
those memories will last me a lifetime.
So did he come to the thing at all, or
I
he,
can't remember.
okay? Well, you
Oh
were
wow.
locked in. You got you're on the precipice of that carrot, right? You're locked in. You don't see anything else
I don't
except
see anything else. Yeah, the people like running the treadmill, like the universe that's like playing the joke like on me, like, hey, you're gonna keep we're gonna put the carrot a little closer. You're at this label, but you're gonna keep running. They keep that treadmill energized, and I never got there. But you know what, man? Like, it's I'm glad that I didn't get there because I think moving later on in life, not to detract from the stories, like you
no,
realize a little bit more about who you are. And I wouldn't have wanted that traveling music
right?
life. I like to be at home. I'm a homebody. I want to do creative projects for my house. Hence be breaking it down.
Hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, it was an awesome experience. Like it was so much fun.
So you have to leave the next day.
A really early morning, by the way. Again,
Oh, that's okay. Now I'm getting it. Okay.
yeah.
So when you said when you that night back at his apartment, do you say like, "Hey, thanks"? Do your kind of walk me through that, and then I'm assuming that yeah, walk me through that until you have to leave.
For those of you that are watching this, like you can kind of see me and Aaron starting to laugh here and get a little teary eyed because we both know what's coming, and I think
Right.
you guys are going to appreciate it. But so the last night, I don't really remember. It was a lot of just kind of like vague conversation, like, "Oh
It's gotta
yeah,
be
man, we performed at our high school show together. Yeah, super cool, man. Glad you're doing well. I'm heading back to Cleveland and trying to perform or make this music career happen." And but again, like, man, what a blessing it was to be able to have somebody like like lend a place for me to stay.
right. You're not ungrateful. You're not
Not,
ungrateful, right?
not
At
by
all. You're like very grateful, but it is a little weird. It's you're grateful, but it's vague.
it's a little strange, but it's vague. You're
Right.
willing to, like, you hear about these actors, like Aaron, as being a professional actor yourself. Like, I don't know if you've ever done this, but like you're sleeping on somebody's couch to go to
Oh,
an acting audition. You're flying to LA or in New York. You're going to stay wherever you have to. You're going to eat whatever you have to stay and survive to chase that passion. So,
absolutely. We'll
yeah.
save it for another story.
Yeah,
Lady
we
of
will.
Maine. Lady of Maine.
Yeah.
Doing that
Yeah.
storytelling performance that we're gonna hold. I'm not even gonna say anything else except that's one to look forward to.
Right.
So that night, did you just go to sleep and then just
Early.
okay?
Early to bed, yeah, because I mean, honestly, man, I was tired from, like, you know how it is, like, when you
Yeah,
walk a big city all day, you're
you're
tired,
exhausted, bro.
you have to be I had to be up at, like, 3:30 or 4
Oh,
that next day
jeez.
to do this all over again, running,
Right.
it's crazy, man. Yeah.
So we wake up in the morning. Well, it was 4:30. You said
It was about I might have been up earlier than 4:30 because what I'm remembering, it was something in the 4s. So
okay.
let's just say I got up at 4. I had to be out the door by like maybe 4:15, 4:30. So like I had showered the night before. I
Okay.
got up I got up in the
Gathered your stuff.
washed my face, did a shave,
Okay.
you know, all that, got my stuff. Hey, you know, hey buddy, thanks so much. He might have still been sleeping. I
A
don't think he
quiet
was up.
goodbye. A quiet goodbye.
It was a quiet goodbye. We had
See
kind
ya.
of like
Bye.
we
Quiet.
we kind of said our goodbyes like, you know, the night before. Hey man, I know you're going to be sleeping. I'm going to be up early.
Right.
Truly appreciate it. Hope to catch up with you soon.
Right.
Yeah. We would be catching up soon.
So you're running out the door. You do all the stuff you need to do. It's 4:30. We're coming full circle the way you started the story. And what was amazing is you're running through the streets. You got two guitars. You're looking at a map. You got a cell phone that looks like a Tetris game. You get on the subway. You got this loudspeaker that says there's a guy potentially dangerous wielding a knife. You're freaking
Right.
out. You're 20 years old. You're from Ohio. You fish out of water. But then you see that Greyhound bus and you sprint across the Grand Central Station, you know, a couple blocks away.
Right.
You get that moment of relief. You're sitting there. You take that breath. You're about to go home, brother. And a text message comes in. Who's it from?
Yeah. A text message comes in and I was like, who is texting me? You know, 5:15 a.m. or whatever. And it's the guy I'm staying with.
Oh,
So
that's nice that
yeah,
he did that.
exactly. Cause I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I am fairly certain that when I open this text, like what a good guy, you know,
Right.
probably just, hey, I want to make sure you got to the station safe. I know that it's early. We're in Brooklyn. No, that wasn't what was said in the text. What's interesting here, Aaron, is the text said, "Do you have my Mach 3 razor?" Question mark. Let's let that sit for a minute, and marinate there. Everybody,
Hold on.
everybody, just hold on.
Hold on a second. Wait a second.
It's hard to believe.
Wait, so you're thinking the text, your life was in jeopardy. You're thinking you're going to get a, hey, thanks for staying. I know it's early, but I appreciate seeing you. Point blank, doesn't even give you context, just straight up asks,
That's it.
do you have my... Why would he think? It just... Did he think you took the razor with you? What?
It's one thing. If okay, like the text in itself and the context of the text is weird enough, but it wasn't even, to your point, started with like, hey man, hope you got to the station safe.
Right. Let's break that down. Let's break a text down.
Let's break it down.
How would you send me that text? Let's just say you're him, I'm you. You do wake up and you're having a hard time finding your Mach 3 razor. I understand it's expensive. Nowadays, like, I mean, God, it's like $24 for 4 blades. I understand, right. But let's just say you have an acquaintance, a friend from your hometown who stayed there. What text would you send me if I left and you thought maybe first you had to make that jump that someone would take it? Maybe it's by accident, but how would you leave with the text message? What would you say to me?
Aaron, I wouldn't even, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't even send the text?
I wouldn't send the text.
Really?
Because I would say, okay, first of all, I don't need to shave right now. we're 20 years old. I'm fairly certain he didn't even have a hair on his body. Number 3, I would go, you know what I would do, Aaron? When I got home after my 10-hour drive, if for some reason in that 10 hours I had turned into Teen Wolf, I would have stopped at the local CVS and spent $15 to buy a new one.
Gotcha.
That's probably what I would have done. I don't know if I would have led or if I really just was like burning to know. I would have waited a day or two because you know what? Maybe it turns up. Maybe it fell into the trash can.
That's a quick text. Brother, that's a quick text he's sending you. You're only removed a couple hours. He should be asleep. Okay, maybe he works in the financial district. I get it. He might be up. He's looking to shave. I got that. However, like you said, if he's a relatively hairless, like one day with a little shadow, he doesn't even have a shadow. He probably, right? Maybe he's just doing it for fun. But that's a quick trigger on the text saying, do you have my Mach 3 razor? By the way, you're in New York City. From Brooklyn to Manhattan, you're in Grand Central Station. Even if you did, what are you going to do? Meet somewhere in the middle? You
What am
got a
I gonna do?
Greyhound. What are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? Am I gonna jump off the Greyhound? Am I gonna backtrack all the way back to deliver your listen, that's not happening.
You know what I would have done, and I'll just say this, and
It's not happening.
this is so interesting. You know how much I love this story and the way you tell it. If I was to send a text, let's just say from his point of view, to give him some credit here, I would just be like, "Hey man, thank you so much for staying over. So good to see a friend pursuing their dreams. Hope the showcase went well.
Right.
Been thinking about it, wishing you the best. Period. By the way, comma, looking around the bathroom this morning, you didn't happen to mistakenly pick up my Mach 3 razor. If you did, no worries. I happen to lose things from time to time. Just wanted to make sure,
Right.
because if in case I got to get a new one." There's a way you can phrase it, but to hit you hard with that, you
He
have
was
my
coming in
Mach 3.
hot.
He's coming in real hot with that.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Did you did you respond to the text?
I was very annoyed.
Hmm.
I was a little bit like, what the heck, man? So I think I responded like, hey, I'll check when I get home and let you know.
In Cleveland.
Yeah. I had my 1 million hour ride home. So, the last thing I'm on this damn bus ride. And like now all I'm thinking about is I gotta like go check to see if I have this guy's Mach 3 razor. And like Aaron, to be honest with you, man, I just kind of thought it was gonna end at that. Like, hey, I'll check when I get
Yeah.
home. I mean, I wasn't really planning on probably responding. I mean, maybe I like to think that I'm a pretty nice guy and like I'll extend
Sure.
my hand and I'll help people. So, but it wasn't my main priority when I was getting off the bus after that drive. Like I wanted food, I wanted to go home, I wanted to take a
Right.
shower.
Plus the like you said, the luggage is when you take these Greyhound bus, they're underneath the bus. What
Yeah,
are you gonna do? Stop the guy in Secaucus in Syracuse? Hey, you mind pulling over? I gotta check to see if I took my friend's Mach 3 razor. He's in the financial district. Get a damn razor. Buy another razor.
listen, yeah, he's living in Brooklyn. He's got a single apartment. He's probably making bank. He's coming in hot after me for a $10 Mach 3.
I would have felt accused the way he phrased it. Maybe he didn't
Right.
mean to. Anthony, if I were, did you feel like he was accusing you a little bit? Honestly,
Yeah,
like,
I
did you
have
feel
to
like it was kind of like tart, like why? And then I would be like, I wouldn't. Why would I ever steal a Mach 3 razor on purpose?
right, exactly. I mean, there's a good chance that he might have thought that the entire plan all along was it. I think that the showcase was a smoke screen. So there's a possibility that this individual thought that like I went to that extent to see what can I take, from the apartment.
Right. You're
So
just a
maybe,
thief.
yeah, maybe he just thought I was a thief and like really just was like wanted a Mach 3 razor. Maybe I
Was there
wasn't able.
really a showcase?
Was there even really a showcase?
Right.
Right.
Razors are expensive these days.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So
So when you got home, what happened?
yeah, I get home. Aaron, there's another message. Now it's turned in
Get the hell out of here. I
Aaron.
don't even remember this part of the story. Are you
Aaron,
serious?
it's gone into Facebook at this point.
He's transferred from
He's
text.
yeah. Yeah, like this communication and dialogue goes back and forth via text and Facebook. Aaron, it doesn't end for weeks.
No.
So let me just tell you, everybody watching, just to kind of put some closure to this whole thing, because I know here's what everybody wants to know right now. Do I actually have it? I go home, eat, shower, I look in my toiletry bag. Sure enough, Mach 3's in there. Can't make it up. So now, not only do I have to like tell him that I have this Mach 3 razor, but now my mind goes to he's gonna think I stole it purposely, which I didn't.
So
We had
what
here's the
happened?
thing.
What happened? Break
We
it
had
down.
we had the same Mach 3, same
Ah.
color, everything. So 4 a.m, dark, maybe a little bit of light. I scooped up an extra Mach 3. I have 2 now. I mean, I hit the lottery. I got 2. It was like buy one, get one free, Mach 3 razors. So I ended up messaging him and I'm like, hey, I have the Mach 3 razor. Aaron, I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry about that. I thought it was going to end there. That's just
What?
beginning.
No.
Yeah, you guys, this is just beginning. So he messages back, "Can you send it to me?" He wants it sent back to him.
What?
Hey, man,
That's a
I'm
lot
just,
for shipping, right? What do you
it's crazy, man. Like, you look at this at a high level. Let's look at this from a 30,000-foot view.
Yeah.
I do a record label showcase. I come home. I'm tired. I'm trying to get in contact with my agent at the time. How are things going? Are there any updates? I have a job. Like I said, I think I was lifeguarding. I was
Your
maybe doing
life has
another couple.
moved on. You've moved on.
Thank you. Thank you for buttoning that up. I've moved on from the New York trip, at least like the staying with him part, right? He's trying to get this Mach 3 Razor from me. I mean, Aaron,
What is with this guy?
he's gone to Aaron. He asked me to ship it to him. What am I supposed to do? It's going to cost as much to send it. And that's what I was telling him. I'm like, hey man, like, is there any way we can just kind of move past this? Like, I'm going to spend $10 to $15 to ship it to you. You know, can we just kind of move past? He messaged me for multiple weeks, Aaron. I had to
Oh.
send him a check. He gave me the exact amount with the cents and everything. I don't remember what it was, but let's just for
Works in the
shits and
financial
giggles,
district. Works in the financial district. There
probably
he
had a
is.
spreadsheet. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't charge me like loss of use
Right.
or accrued interest. But like, let's just say for fun, it was like $10.30. I sent him a damn check.
So let me
Aaron,
you have to go and get a personal check from your bank.
yeah,
What is going through your mind when you're actually writing this out on the kitchen table in between your busy life? Make it out to the order of no names, please. $10.27. You sign that check, you put it in an envelope. Are you thinking, is this even real?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
really thinking. I wish I would have just stayed in a damn hotel. You know, even though I probably couldn't have
Right.
afforded it, but like this is a hassle. It's ridiculous. And so I confirm that I send check. Like, hey man, check is en route. He follows up with me every day until he receives it. And you know what's absolutely crazy, and for everybody watching, I really, really, really wish, and Aaron, even for you and I offline, I wish I could show you this. A couple of
Yes.
years ago, I got back on Facebook. Just I don't know why. I deleted my account and it like
Right.
somehow let me log back in. I had found the damn text thread on
Oh
Facebook.
God. Yeah.
I wish I would have at least screenshotted and
Screenshotted
saved,
it.
because I ended up deleting Facebook. As you know, I've taken like a hiatus from a lot of
Sure.
social media platforms, but I read through that again and I'm just like, this is unbelievable, man. And like, for those of you watching, this is why we're doing breaking it down, is to
Yes.
just talk about these real life situations that like people encounter. And I don't want to turn a blind eye to it. Like, let's talk about this and
These are
understand
layered. They're funny.
these
They're
are
hilarious.
layered. They're weird as shit too.
They're weird as hell. And let me just close with this and ask you this last question. After he got the check, was there a correspondence? Do you remember? Did he say thank you for the check?
Yeah, I think it was just something like, "Hey, thanks so much," or "Thank you," or there was nothing like, again, the whole focus on him became the Mach 3 Razor. It was never about great seeing you in New York.
Right.
Hope the showcase went well. Keep me posted. Thank you for sending me my Mach 3. The whole thing became consumed.
His life for
He
2 months was listen, I wouldn't be surprised. We say this all the time. We'll probably reference it again in other episodes. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a trench coat, a hat, maybe a fedora, had a cigar, and was drinking some Dunkin' Donuts, investigating for 2 months.
It was a full investigation.
His whole life is centered around this. His whole life. I can't believe it, bro. I cannot believe it. I don't know what I would do, frankly, if I ever saw him again. I think I might lead and be like, hey, how's that? How did that razor work out for you?
He would know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes,
There's no way he wouldn't. And Aaron, you and I've talked about this before. His full-time job, he became the Mach 3 Razor. Like,
Yep.
when we encounter things in life, like, I don't know if anybody watching can feel this way or relate, but like, if a situation happens that's so intense, you don't really worry about your job. You're not worrying about anything except this thing, because you're a full-time
Everything.
investigator, right?
Yep.
To your point, the trench coat, the cigar, all that shit.
Dunkin' Donuts. Yep.
this Mach 3 became his full-time job.
I'd love to see where he's at now, and I can guarantee you one thing, and this is a dad joke coming out. I'm sure he's well shaven. Uh, Anthony, sorry about that. Anthony, seriously, bro, thank you for this story. I think it's a great lead one. I can't wait to do more of these. This is awesome, and I know at least for me, getting that phone call, hearing this story for the first time, this was just as good or better because there was details I didn't even realize. Bro, I appreciate it, man. We broke it down, and I want to keep
Right.
breaking it down, man. I can't wait to do it again soon.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. Thanks for taking time to chat about it,
Bro,
and more to come.
all right, brother.
All right, man.